Oh hey, welcome back. It's the end of 2025 and I played a couple of video games. Of those games, a few were good, some great, and I wanted to share the best of what I played this year. Now, my Game of the Year list is not fully made up of games that were released this year, but instead games that I played this year. What do I look like? I got time to keep up with the roughly 1 million games coming out every day? I don't think so. I'm just a guy who plays video games really slow. I got 5 games here, and we'll start from 5 and make our way to 1. With that little disclaimer out of the way, here's the best games I played in this, the year of our Lord and Satan, 2025. Number 5, rock climbing. It's not when a rock is climbing. It's actually when you, a person or animal, climbs a rock. Are you following me here? Jusant is a climby puzzle platformer developed and published by DONTNOD and was released on October 23rd, 2023. In a world ravaged by the sun, all the water seems to have up and evacuated, leaving you, the player, to wander the exposed ocean bed in search of inhabited places and folks who once inhabited those places. In the opening moments of the game, we stumble across a mammoth natural structure that reaches high beyond the clouds. It seems to be pretty rock-like, so naturally, we climb it. Each level is a different elevation of the big rock. We find evidence of life through environmental clues and notes scattered around. But as of now, it's completely deserted. It would seem that as the water level dropped, the folks who lived there followed. Now this game is stunning. It has such a nice style, using the relatively simple shapes and textures of a much older game, but tossing Unreal Engine software lumen lighting on top of it. Every surface reflects its color onto you and the world around you. Inside areas feel cool and safe from the sun's rays. Outside areas look like outside areas. Rocks feel naturally eroded. It's all beautifully done. The climbing mechanics revolve around holding L2 and R2 for your left and right hands respectively. Beyond that, it's all about reading the rock and finding out how to make it from A to B. You can also plunge spikes into the rock to give you a new starting point from which you can hang from. You can also use your rope to swing or dangle your way to new areas. The controls feel natural and seamless, becoming easier and easier as you ascend the rock. However, the rock will throw puzzles at you. Handholds will disappear. The howling wind will send you flying. The path to the top is treacherous, but I'll tell you, it's fun as hell. This is definitely a game I will revisit. I loved my time with it, but for now, we're on to number 4. My favorite season of the real world will always be the first one. Back when the folks who signed up to be on the show had no idea what to expect when a camera started following them around 24/7, you got insane moments like someone stealing your towel while you're in the shower. Now, the 2025 game Wheel World sounds a lot like Real World if you made the R into a W. It's also an adventure racing game developed by Messhoff and published by Annapurna Interactive on July 23rd that has very little to do with reality television from the 90s, but a lot to do about bicycles. You know, Wheel World did a good job naming their game. It's a world where everyone is on wheels. I guess some people are standing though, but usually they're on bicycles, specifically those with wheels. So in a world where wheels are like their god, I guess the rule of government is determined by how well you race and how much social cred you have. It's like neoliberalism, but instead of money, you're paid in people's love for you. And also I actually like this game. Now, I'm a simple man. I like simple graphics. If every game that came out since Jet Set Radio was cel shaded, I think the world would be pretty different. I think it'd be like a utopia where no one had to work, money was abolished, and everyone could spend time doing what they loved. Wheel World gives us a peek into that reality with its lovely style. Bold colors, funny faces, and soft curves give off such a loose, fun, blobby vibe. I think my favorite part about this game is the sheer amount of customization available for your bike. You have a front and back wheel, naturally, a body frame, a gear train, handlebars, a seat, and you can mix and match any of the hundreds of pieces with any of the other hundreds of pieces. You can have the most beautiful, streamlined, majestic bicycle you ever laid your goddamn eyes on, or a truly disgusting freak bike made out of people parts, you sicko. Number 3. I know what you're thinking. What the heck is this guy doing? But also, I know what you're thinking, you sick fuck. Ugh, this has always been a curse. God, why did you forsake me? Speaking of thinking, I think Psychonauts 2 is really swell. It's the bee's knees. Top shelf. Yeah, see? It's like an armadillo under the moonlight, see? Developed by Double Fine and published by Xbox Games Studios and released August 25th, 2021. Psychonauts 2 is an action-adventure game where you once again take control of Raz, a young man obsessed with becoming an official Psychonaut. This sequel picks up right where the first and Rhombus or Ruin, but I never got to play that one, left off. Look, it's a story-driven game and I don't feel like recapping everything, so just imagine I did. I'm putting those pictures in your head now. Ah, shit, I sent too many. You may have some memories of my family's road trip to the Grand Canyon, so enjoy that fucking nightmare. In terms of gameplay, it follows the same formula from the first. Run around, collect some stuff, bop a baddie, and enter other people's minds without their consent and see their deepest, darkest secrets in order to properly judge them based on that for the rest of your days. Movement feels good, and swapping between the special moves continues in the tradition of being a little bit annoying, but not enough to make it any less endearing. I know the first touched on sensitive topics, but this sequel felt especially deep and dark in its subject matter, and I love that it did so with sensitivity, compassion, but still its fair share of humor. This one will stick with me for a while, and the same goes for number 2. Incremental X Action, developed by Kenny X Sun, released October X 15th. Fun X Satisfying. Okay, God, this shit got old fast. Ball X Pit is an incredible incremental game that puts more game into the game than most incrementalisms. When a giant rainbow asteroid smashes into the city of Babylon and pummels it into the center of the earth, as it does, you're tasked with entering the crater and defeating monsters by shooting them with balls. As you do. Doing so rewards you with experience, monies, and resources that you can then use to rebuild the city for the survivors. And then for my favorite bit, every building added to your city in which you, the player, gets to build, gives you boosted stats, new characters, and all sorts of extra resources. This one's got an interesting visual style. It's got a sort of 3D pixel art vibe with plenty of particle effects plopped on top. I think it adds a nice grungy end of the world vibe to the whole experience. Gameplay-wise, we're talking old-school Breakout on steroids. Balls are lobbed into an ever-encroaching army of baddies. Each level consists of 3 phases with 3 bosses, each indicated by the game board widening as they enter the field. The bit that mimics incremental games such as Vampire Survivors is the leveling up system. Each time you collect enough experience gems from the field, you level up and are able to select a new special ball or a passive effect. Every ball in passive also has the ability to be leveled up until you are a walking ball lobbing death machine. Pretty neat. Now I've been playing it semi-regularly for a while now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Before we get to number 1, let's take a moment to offer our respect to those who are no longer with us. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark cold hotel room. Number 1. All the way back in 2001, Rockstar released Grand Theft Auto 3, an open-world action-adventure game where you could freely drive, run, shoot, and cause all kinds of havoc in Liberty City. The game's popularity created a tidal wave of games looking to capitalize on the open-world formula. That influx of games, whether they recreated the magic successfully or not, imbued a sense of fatigue around open-world games that persists to this day. However, I'm here to tell you that I never fatigued, and I continue to love open world games of all kinds, and no one's gonna stop me from playing them and spending tens of hundreds of hours exploring every last nook and cranny. But hold up, what if? Just what if? Open world games didn't have to be huge, sprawling, endless time sucks. Would they still have the same effect on gamers by sending them into uncontrollable eye rolls and heavy sighs? Now close your eyes. Do it. Imagine, if you will, if GTA 3 was just the first island. Areas would likely be more detailed. You learn the map faster, and you probably wouldn't have to sink 1,000 hours into it to get the satisfaction of reaching the end. Now open your eyes. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip, developed by Snakeflat and released on May 30th, 2024. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip is a tiny open world adventure that centers on our tiny hero, Tiny Terry, attempting to drive his tiny taxi to space, which is not so tiny. To do so, you collect turbo junk in order to upgrade your taxi enough that you can drive it up the side of the newly built, endlessly tall town hall through the atmosphere and into space. Every inch of the island is packed with details and other inhabitants to chat with, and possibly assert your dominance over with a lead pipe. There's something new to find around every corner, secrets under every rock, jumpy jumps over everything. The writing in Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip is definitely the highlight of the whole adventure. Terry is a simple man with a simple plan, and he doesn't have time for anyone's conversations. He's blunt and to the point, usually to his own detriment, but always to his benefit. To even show any of the dialogue would be a disservice to you, dear viewer, because you should be experiencing it right now. So that was 2025. Apparently 2026 is right around the corner, but we'll see about that. It's been fun getting into this whole video creation thing, and I really appreciate everyone that's hopped along for the ride. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next year. Bye!